Welcome back to the channel, guys. What's going on? I hope you're all having a great day today. I just want to make a quick video. I feel like it's going to be very short, but I feel like this sort of needs to be talked about. I've been seeing a few more of these videos sort of going out there. I've been meaning to make this video for a while, but I wanted to go through this PokéBeach article with you guys. So I just wanted to let's read this together, shall we? The Pokemon Company has released latest figures report, so revealing 10.2 billion Pokemon cards were produced from March 2024 to March 2025. Goes on to say that's 1.7 billion fewer cards than in 2023, when 11.9 billion were printed, a decrease of about 14%. Wild. However, the 2024 figure is still higher than the 2022 figure when 9.7 billion cards were produced. Before 2019, Pokemon was producing an average of 1.5 to 2 billion cards a year. According to Pokemon Company, over 75 billion Pokemon cards have been produced worldwide as of March 2025. Here are the reports I've received from Pokemon since starting PokéBeach in 2003. So you can see the climb of Pokemon cards, obviously through the years from 2017. Obviously before 2014 is the estimates get a bit shady and rough, but 23 billion to 75 billion cards in the world today. So normally you see this increase year on year of more cards getting printed each year. Obviously, we've had this recent acceleration of growth from 2020. I want to say roughly 2021, 2020 to 2025, and this is the first year in a while we haven't seen concurrent growth year on year. So very interesting, guys. Very interesting. And this is very important because obviously it looks like they've added a language and removed a few countries, but they've added a language, guys, which means they're printing more cards in more languages. English is obviously, and Japanese are going to be the two big ones, but Chinese, is obviously starting to ramp pretty heavy now. But guys, they're still, with all of that, with adding a language as well, they've printed 1.7 billion cards less. They've gone down from the previous year. Now, does that sort of weigh into the demand we've been seeing because there's less supply than the year before? Potentially, right? And maybe we weren't. Maybe the demand isn't as, it's obviously crazy, but it's not as crazy because the supply had gone down, right, from 2023. They obviously saw, they sort of chilling and Fusion Strike not doing so well and thought, well, I'll probably print less. But I don't understand where this capacity decrease has come from, right? They bought the Millennium Print Group probably back a few years ago now. So their actual capacity to print cards shouldn't have gone down, and it should not have gone down. And 2024 to 2025, obviously the start of the Scarlet and Violet era, there wasn't a lot of demand, but now it's picked up. Towards the end of 2024, you don't see the distribution of how much they printed per month, right? It could have been very low for the first 6 months and then extraordinarily high for the next 6, right? We don't know what the distribution is of how and when they were printed, but what we can see is obviously the sets they were printing. So March 2023 was Scarlet and Violet base, but we're more concerned about. So this is the era that they printed a lot of cards, right? So from March 2023 all the way to March 2024. So these are the sets that were printed heavily, and probably Crown Zenith might end up in there at some point. But yeah, even going on Temporal Twilight, they probably print a few months ahead, so they probably print in maybe Temporal and Twilight ahead of time. But these are the sets from Scarlet and Violet base to Twilight, maybe Temporal. These are the sets that were printed a 1.7 billion cards more than this year. So obviously it's interesting because Paradox, we've seen a lot of Paradox and Temporal, right, which makes sense. There's a lot of those sets. Paldea, we're not really seeing a lot. Obviously, 151 got absolutely printed to the ground. So, but these are the sets that we're seeing have been, heavily printed. And then going forward from temporal to essentially Journey Together, this has been printed less, 1.7 billion cards less. So you see in these sets, right? And you're thinking, they've been printed less than these sets, which is it's interesting, right? It's interesting. Obviously, the other sets have age on their in their camp. They've been around for longer. But it's interesting. Prismatic is in that group, guys. Surgeon is in that group. Stella is in that group. Journey Together. So, and they probably even maybe started printing Destined Rivals potentially. But what they're gonna have to do, guys, this coming the up and coming sets, they're gonna have to severely increase that from 10.2 back up to more than 11.9. They're gonna have to beat their 2023 numbers really, just to meet this satiated. You can't meet this demand like with the amount they're printing. So that they are really going to have to bring this number way up. I'm going to say, potentially a billion more than that. 13 billion cards, which would have been probably the most that's ever been printed in a year. They're going to have to print this year from March this year. So yeah, they're going to have to max everything. Right, they're going to have to cost save. They're going to have to max everything out because the demand they're creating with Destined Rivals, and they're going to be printing Prismatic as well. I feel like they've got too much to focus on going back to these sets. They might, Twilight's getting some small reprints, free pack blisters, booster bundles, Paldean booster bundles. There's small things, but they're not going to touch Paradox Rift. They're not going to touch Temporal. That's done. That's done. Right. 151. They're probably not going to touch. Well, they've been doing booster bundles, but in terms of big things, they're not going to touch, man. Paldea is gone. Print window is in 5 days. Right. It's pretty much done. Base is done. So we're going to start seeing these sets in the Scarlet and Violet era start going out print, right? And they're gonna seriously have to focus on this block and further, right? Guys, there's a Charizard set coming out, and apparently, obviously, PokéBeach brought out the fact that these two might be underprinted. I don't know how true that is, but I mean, they might be focusing so much on Destined Rivals that these two go underprinted, and they're constantly playing this catch up where they have to keep going back to the new set they released after the new set comes out. Because they're just behind. They like the demand's gone. Oh, the product's gone already. Like it's absolutely crazy. And Journey Together and Surgeon, they've done a really good job because the single prices have absolutely tanked. And to be honest, I'm thinking about it that like it seriously might be where the opportunity is in those two. Well, I love Prismatic. I'll always buy Prismatic, but these two. I mean. I don't think really they're going to have time to come back to these two because it is if the level of set release the hype the level that they keep pushing keeps coming out, then the next set's a Charizard set, guys. If this next set is not just about the Charizard and it's actually deep and the artwork's really good and it's not just like Brilliant Stars for me was just about the Charizard, right? Shining Fates was just about the Charizard. Champion's Path was just about the Charizard. But if you had a set where it was not just the Charizard and the Charizard was the main selling point, but everything else around it was like, damn, this set is actually pretty good. Yeah, that's going to do very well. That is going to do very well. And I don't think we've seen that really. I mean, Brilliant was probably the best example of of the best bunch, really. Like Shining Fates was not it. Champion's Path was not deep enough. Shining Fates was not really that deep. Obviously had the baby shinies, but yeah, I mean, you were missing something. Brilliant Stars probably did the best because it had the trainer gallery. It was a bit deeper of a set. It wasn't just there was the Arceus in there. Maybe if you had some cooler cards, it might have been better. But Darkness Ablaze, what a terrible set. It was just about that Charizard VMAX, and it wasn't even that good. So very disappointing from Charizard point of view. So it makes me think that they're going to turn around and do this new Charizard set correctly, and it is scary because they're going to have to print like crazy. Like imagine if that Charizard set is fire, just fire. Just imagine what like they're gonna have to. They constantly have to print prismatic. They can't stop printing prismatic. The set value is too high already. It's still too high. It's come down from $7,700 to almost 6,000. Right. It's had a 1.7K decrease. Right. Huge. They've been printing this like crazy. Right. Huge set value drop. But guys, it's still $6,000. It's gonna have to come down. Like they're gonna have to bring that down to 4,000 really, and then by that time it'll be out of print probably, most likely. It's gonna take them 2 years to really get that set value down because they can't keep focusing on prismatic. They're gonna have to. Destined Rivals will probably be a huge issue. Like I even I was a bit disappointed with the set. It's still a great set. And then these two, oh my god, I won't like I'll be buying heavy buying black bottom white flare. It's going to be printed heavily, but I still like the illustration rares. There's so many to pull. It's going to be great pull rates. I have a feeling it's going to be like Crown Zenith, but still, there's so many to pull that you're not going to pull the one you want, and it's just gonna the price is gonna go crazy. But yeah, guys, Surgeon and Journey, like with all that to focus on, and the Charizard set coming up, and the one after the Charizard, which is whatever that's gonna be, you know, are they really gonna pay attention to Journey and Surgeon? Is that where the opportunity is? Especially Twilight as well. Stella's a great set as well. It's okay actually. It's an okay set, but I feel like it will hold its value. You know, and there's so many exciting things about what's coming, between these two and Destin. Like I still can't get. I've got one Destin Rivals product. One. I've got one Pokemon Center ETB. That's what I've got. That's what I managed to get. So I'm gonna want a booster box. I think at a decent price. I will. So they're gonna have to print enough for me to want to be able to buy a booster box at a decent price, and really bring that price down. So they're gonna have to print that into the ground, but they already need to print the rest. Like it's just a mess. It's just such a mess. And the fact that they printed this block from March from Temporal to Journey less at 1.7 billion cards less. Wow, just wow. Like wow, crazy, absolutely crazy times. But it makes me so bullish on Pokemon. Like this now, I thought this bull market would be ending like end of this year, but really, if they're a bit, if they were 1.7 billion cards behind, and that's in all languages, you know, it's just I feel like this bull market is still got legs, man. This bull market has still got legs, but yeah, it's very exciting times, guys. So I would say like I do what I do, but I don't really buy above MSRP. I think it's just about risk management for me. I obviously you guys might say I'm missing out, but I won't FOMO. I will not FOMO. That's one thing I will not do. I will not be buying scalper prices. I will not be in that cycle. So yeah, for me, 100%, I'll be buying when stuff comes up. And what's good is that yeah, we're not getting the quantity you want, but I'm getting it spread out. So it's more like a dollar cost averaging thing, which is honestly for a long term price movement, it's great. Like I can buy a little bit of prismatic. I can buy a little bit. I can buy a little bit of everything. Small reprints, I'll be buying on MSRP hopefully from Pokemon Center or distribution. Not distribution, sorry, LGSs. I'll hopefully be buying or raffles. I'll be buying what I can through each set. So I've got good. It's good diversification. It's good, dollar cost averaging. It's all the right things, right? I'm not overpaying. I'm not overly weighted in one thing. It's just I feel like it's forcing me to invest in a smart way, which is I think it's great. It's great for long term gains, guys. But listen, I think that's enough rambling from me. Right. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know. If you disliked it, please let me know down in the comments below. Consider subscribing because I've got loads of content coming. I do try and get some content out there for you guys. But yeah, with that, guys, that's the end of the video. I will catch you in the next one. See you in a bit.